We are just hearing that Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp will not face disciplinary action over comments about referee Paul Tierney. This was after the 2-2 draw at Tottenham on Sunday. Now, Simon, we know what happened in that, and we know why Jurgen was somewhat confrontational with Tierney at the end. With his comments post-match, totally unhappy about the Kane challenge on Andy Robertson, yellow, and the Robertson challenge on Emerson Royal, which ended up in a red.
Yes.
So he's escaped any disciplinary action. Would you have predicted that, or did you think, he's going to land in hot water this time?
Are we suggesting, is the inference that somehow, because it's Jurgen Klopp, he's got some latitude? Or are we just suggesting they've made a decision based upon what they think is right, and that's the end of it? In the same way we want referees to be judged and respected for their decisions, and given latitude every now and again they get it wrong or right, then perhaps we should have this instance. I think that Klopp's pushing the envelope. I don't think any manager needs to go on the pitch and confront a referee. He can go and knock on his door after the game, walk in the dressing room and do it in private. If you're doing it in public, okay, I understand the argument that Liverpool fans are going to make and any football club supporters will make, which is the emotion outpours, and you want to do it there and then.
Is it a lack of respect there?
Of course it's a lack of respect. And Liverpool fans, because I'm criticising their manager, will say, shut up, Jordan, it's Klopp, you're this, that and the other. Well, it is a lack of respect because the referee has made a judgment call. His authority is there to be respected. If you really need to contest it, then contest it out of the eyes of the fans and the media and do it in a way that doesn't bring situation in bringing the referee down and diminishing him in front of the media and in front of the fans, and B, doesn't put you in a situation where you're over. This is what I mean about Klopp overstepping what I think is it. I don't blame him. You push up against the line until somebody says that'll do. No one's saying that'll do at the moment, and when someone says that will do, like Arteta, everyone says he's jumping around like a demented lunatic, and he was the one that instigated the confrontation. Really not. He's basically responding to what's going on.
So we think Klopp pushed it too far, though?
Do I think? No. I think he shouldn't be on the pitch doing what he did. It's a cousin of what Neil Warnock did, and everyone vilified what Neil Warnock did when he went on the pitch and stood in front of the referee, and everyone said that's not the right thing to be doing. There's not a need for it. There isn't a need for it. There's a need for referees to be made more accountable. There's a need for referees to improve their standards. There's a need for referees, I think, to do post-match interviews, not press conferences, post-match interviews, where they discuss some of the things that have gone on the game because they're a huge part of it.
It certainly makes sense, doesn't it?
I think it makes sense. Yeah. And I just think that Klopp is, until someone draws a line, there is a case to say, if you don't draw a line, then you're advocating. You're saying that it is right for Klopp to march on the pitch and confront a referee.
So they've let him off for one here.
I think probably, but I don't think we should run the argument it's because it's Klopp. I think you should run the argument it's because they've made a decision that possibly might be slightly forward. If they want to underpin, if they want to get people to stand 10 yards back from a free kick, which they never did, they brought a spray can out and they made sure it happened. If they wanted to get rid of dissent, they started to up the ante on punishment, right? So they got rid of most of the dissent. If they want to get rid of managers not showing enough respect and then players not showing enough respect, and one of the ways to show respect is to deal with things that you don't like in a better way than an exhibitionist, emotive outburst, whether it was controlled, but a confrontation of the referee, an engagement with the referee on the pitch about a specific subject is not necessary. I understand why it happens, because I've gone into situations where I've been incredibly exasperated. But you do have to manage it because you're the manager of the team. And then, of course, the Liverpool fans, who will have only one version of events, because that's what happens with football fans, is that Klopp was entirely justified to do what he's done, and it's the failings of the referee that made him do it.
But we go on and on and on about the respect the referee, and
they have to be.
Well, there wasn't any here.
And then you run a different argument, Jim, which is referees have to do things that deserve respect. Which comes first, right? They make mistakes. Klopp makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah, but the referee's the authority.
And I agree with that entirely. And that's why it's very important that they get things right more often than wrong. Right. Because that supports the mentality of referee's authority has to be abided by. You wouldn't walk up to a police officer in the street and tell him to F off. No. And players do it to referees quite regularly and expect to get away with it. And managers confronting referees, I understand. Listen, I get why he does it. But the fact he is allowed to do it is
and
the
gets
issue.
Off with it.
And you should be saying, and the authority should be saying, the manager shouldn't be on the pitch after the game confronting a referee. That's not allowed. So for that, whether it's Klopp, Guardiola, whether it's Patrick Vieira, or whether it's Joey Barton, to pick a particularly
so was this a punishable offence?
I think it probably is.
If Liverpool fans won't agree, you're right, but it was a punishable offence.
Well, surely. I think it is. If you're not going to say that the referee shouldn't have that kind of confrontation, then why bring it up in the first place? Why adjudicate it if there's nothing to answer? If Klopp, where do you draw the line? Klopp can run on the pitch and do precisely what he wants, when he wants, how he wants, or Guardiola, or anybody else. You either want to support your referees and ensure that there's a level of respect that is afforded them.
Yeah.
And then the referees make sure that they're deserving of that respect, or you don't. I don't want to see Klopp sanctioned.
See, people are saying it's because it's Klopp.
Well,
look at that. There's one of many. Jim, if it was Josie, they'd throw the book at him.
Well,
possibly right. Well,
you know what? That goes into the camp of arguing that it's the England captainitis. You know, Harry Kane doesn't get a red card and Andy Robertson does. Right? So you can get into that territory, and we can get conspiracy theories going if we want, or we can just accept that Klopp was given the benefit of the doubt, and it's probably flawed, because if you mean what you say about respecting officials, because don't forget we're running campaigns left, right and centre about support your referee, respect the referee. Well, the guys at the top of the pyramid walking on a pitch, whether they're doing it diplomatically or they're doing it vociferously and demonstratively, is still the same thing, and they shouldn't be on the pitch. They should have to do it in a closed environment where they can discuss it with the referee in a far less demonstrative way.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning 10 till 1 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.